In the past 2 weeks, we've seen a good, healthy boost in activity for the townhouse market here in Barrie. And with reports or forecasts coming in that we may have just had the final interest rate hike for the foreseeable future, talks about the inflation rate coming down and so forth, it's definitely some good news for townhouse sellers that are currently on the market or are waiting to come to the market, because we're seeing a slow increase or a small boost in activity for this reporting period in buyer demand, as well as for buyers that have been hesitant to step into either the townhouse market or the real estate market in general because they're afraid that prices might keep falling. If this activity continues to increase in the coming weeks and months, then we could be looking at an overall a great market to trade in come the springtime. If you have any questions whatsoever following this report, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to help, and let's get into it. So for this townhouse reporting period of January 15th to January 31st, 2023, we saw 9 new listings come onto the market and 7 properties go sold firm and leave the market. The first listing came onto the market and was listed at $599,900. The second one at $629,000, $634,900, $674,900, $675,000, $680,000. The 7th listing came onto the market at $699,000, $699,900, and finally the 9th listing came onto the market at $719,900. On the other hand, we saw 7 listings leave the market and go sold firm. The first property was listed at $399,998 and sold for $445,000. We're going to talk about that near the end of the video. The second property listed for $624,900 and sold for $600,000. $610,000, $630,000, $665,000, $680,000, and then finally the 7th property came onto the market at $799,000 and sold for $760,000 after being on the market for 61 days. As of January 31st, 2023, we have 21 freehold townhouses currently for sale and on the market for buyers to choose from. Now, the previous reporting period, we had about 20 townhouses for sale. That is overall a very low number by all aspects. This should technically be classified as a seller's market because 20 townhouses is almost less than half of a half month of inventory, which is a metric that we use to measure what kind of market we're in, but obviously it's not. The averages did go up for this reporting period. So between January 1st to 15th, the average list price was $634. That's up to $655. We saw a bump in the average closing price come up to $627,143 compared to last reporting periods of $590,000. Now, we did have 7 townhouses sold and much more listings. So these are pretty accurate numbers. So we did see a small jump in the average sale price. We obviously had some great closing prices. One property there sold for $760,000. Hence, it has gone up. But overall, some really strong sale prices in the past 2 weeks. The average listed sale difference is 98.99%. And the average days on market has dropped down to 21 days. Now, for the previous period, it was a little skewed. There weren't many townhouses that sold, so that's why 70 is a little excessive, but around that 30 days is where we're hovering, and looks like for these past 2 weeks, it's come down to 21. Jumping into the lowest and highest sold properties for this reporting period. Now, the lowest sold price was $445,000 for a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,101 finished square feet, row unit townhouse with an unfinished basement located in the west end of Barrie. Now, this property was on the market for a total of 48 days. Initially, they listed at $535,000, but after getting no showings or offers, they dropped it down to $399,000 and ended up selling over asking for $445,000. Now, by all means, this is a complete steal on a townhouse. We haven't seen these prices in many, many years. It's a record low. However, this property did need a lot of work. We didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to check it out. There was only one photo on the MLS, which usually means that the agents want people to book the viewings for the price and not know what it looks like, because when they get there, they make the decision, but they still want that showing to happen. So it clearly needed a lot of work. It was vacant, and it might have been a complete gut job. Another reason for that is it was sold as is. So there's no representations, no warranties, which immediately decreases the sale price, because that means that the seller is completely stepping back from the deal and not offering any securities to the potential buyer, hence the sale price. And the highest sold price this week is $760,000 for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,936 finished square feet, very large townhouse, almost 2,000 square feet. Row unit, there's no basement because it's a 3-story layout, and it was located in the Inner Shore neighborhood. Now, the reason for the high sale price on this property is because it is a recently completed new build. It was finished in 2022. It's brand new. It looks very modern on the inside and the outside. black frame windows, flat roof, square edges, modern kitchen, everything in between. But because it is a brand new property, that's why it sold for a much higher price than anything that might be a little more aged. Overall, a great reporting period for the townhouse market here in Barrie. We saw a good amount of new listings and some really strong sale prices, with overall a very low running amount of active inventory. And as I mentioned, 20 townhouses on the market. There's probably more buyers that are sitting on the sidelines waiting to buy a townhouse than there are townhouses on the market. By that metric alone, we should technically be in a seller's market, but obviously we're not, due to many different factors. But overall, we saw a good boost in activity that's hopefully going to continue going forward into February and March. And as mentioned, if you're a townhouse seller, this is good news to see that we potentially hit the bottom of the price drops or price adjustments on what the interest rates have affected, and potentially we're going to sit to where we are, if not slowly increase going forward. And as a buyer, if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting and afraid that if you're going to purchase a few months later, prices are going to be even lower, well, it might be time to reconsider the strategy and just keep an eye on what's going on. Because if we start continue seeing this activity going forward, like mentioned, we're hopefully going to be in a great spring market to trade in, and hopefully it's going to be balanced on both ends so that it's going to be a fair market to work in for buyers and for sellers. But obviously, we're definitely going to keep you posted on it. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.